When I was a kid, all I wanted to do was grow up. I was obsessed with the idea of freedom. Thoughts of driving around late, staying out late with my friends, and having my mom's rules disappear clouded my mind. But losing my best friend, going to jail, I didn't expect that. Freshman year, I met this amazing girl with beautiful black hair down to her waist. I felt like the luckiest person on earth to know her, to be caught up in that storm of energy. We did everything together. We drank together, smoked together, snuck out together. We stole my mom's car even though I had no idea how to drive. I was so far off the rails. My dad wasn't around and my mom just couldn't control me anymore, so she stopped caring. And so did I. I started to go to more parties with my friend. It wasn't just vodka and cigarettes anymore. If you had offered me pills back then, I would have swallowed them whole, no questions asked. We met some sketchy people and we did some messed up things. I had sex more times than I remember that year, and I never had a relationship. Everything was such a blur. One night, I got a text from my friend to come over and try some new stuff. When I walked into her house, I could feel something was wrong. I walked up the stairs and into her bathroom, and there she was lying on the ground, motionless, dead. Her hair was tangled up in pills and vomit. I didn't want to believe. I didn't want to look, but I couldn't keep my eyes off of her. I didn't know what to do. I was just a kid, scared and alone. I had no one left. But I continued to drink and smoke by myself, hoping that I could drown out the pain in a sea of pills and powder. I became dependent. I stopped going to school. I got written up so many times that they sent me to juvie. There, I was a prisoner. I had to hold my hands behind my back like they were in imaginary handcuffs. I wore the same thing every day. I was watched all the time. It was far from freedom. And the other people, the other prisoners, were just different versions of myself looking back at me. Sometimes I found my turn at the phone and I had no one to call. I couldn't get away from it all, and I couldn't get away from myself. In juvie, I grew up, just not the way I expected. I don't want to spend the rest of my life using drugs and fighting the system like my dad did. I'm sober now and I plan to stay that way. My aunt took me in to readjust to life outside. I get to rebuild myself in a new school. I could blame my actions on a lot of things, but ultimately I know I'm responsible. I lost my best friend and I lost myself, but I won't let that happen again. I have a second chance. I'm starting over.